What if the voice in your head that hurts you the most isn't actually trying to make your life hard? What if it's trying to protect you in the only way that it knows? We all have days where our inner critic gets a little louder, a little harsher, and when that voice keeps repeating itself over and over and over again, it can slowly overpower our confidence, our self-worth, even our ability to believe that we deserve good things. Love, rest, joy, maybe even life itself. Today, I want to share with you a little watercolor practice that has helped me soften that voice over time. Not by fighting it and not by trying to silence it, but by meeting myself and meeting my inner critic with a bit more kindness instead. Through my own healing journey, I've realized something really important. The more angry and hateful I became toward the hurting parts of myself, the worse things got. That inner critic usually started as protection, a part of me trying to keep me small and quiet, and through that, keeping me safe. So instead of trying to erase it, I've started focusing on just adding a little bit more light, more compassion, more reminders that I'm also good. Learning to coexist with our inner critic can actually become an opportunity to start playing on our own team. Because teams aren't perfect. Sometimes they struggle, sometimes they doubt each other, sometimes they fall apart a little bit, but understanding each other's fears and insecurities can also create trust. And often, our inner critic is simply a younger version of ourselves, asking to be seen. So today, let's create something for that part of ourselves. You don't need any art skill for this little practice, just some watercolor paper, clean water, a brush or two, and 2 colors. I have also listed everything that I use in the description. So, I invite you to choose one color that represents your inner critic, and another that represents your inner light, your goodness, your hope. And if you have gold paint or ink lying around, that is also a beautiful final touch to use towards the end. We are going to start by wetting the paper with clean water. And please take your time here. You want the paper to be moist and evenly coated, not soaking wet. If you look at it from the side, you should see like a soft sheen across the surface. You can gently massage the water into the paper with your brush and also lift your paper slightly if there's too much water pooling on it. When you're ready, start mixing your first color, the one that is representing your inner critic. Keep it light and keep it very watery at first. And also, before you begin, take a moment to listen to that inner voice. Notice what it's saying. Notice how it feels in your body, because it does hurt sometimes, and you're allowed to acknowledge that. Then, when you're ready, begin swirling the paint onto the page. And as you paint, imagine the thoughts flowing out through your arm and into the brush. The fear, the self-doubt, the uncertainty, the heaviness. Let it exist on the paper for a moment instead of carrying it all inside yourself. As the paint softens and spreads through the water, imagine the edges of those thoughts softening too. You are not fighting the inner critic here, you are simply letting it be seen, and maybe making it feel a little bit less heavy. Continue building your swirls slowly, adding more pigment over time if you want a deeper color. And a little watercolor tip here. If you go back in with more watery paint, you'll start creating blooms, which can actually be really, really beautiful. But if you want smoother layers and richer swirls, slowly increase the amount of pigment in your mixture as you go. And remember, there is no wrong way to do this. This isn't about creating a masterpiece. This little practice is about expression. Once you feel complete with your first layer, let everything dry completely before moving on. I tried drying mine outside in the sun while dramatically spinning around in the garden for no reason whatsoever, but I quickly realized it still wasn't dry enough afterwards, so a hairdryer definitely helps here. Once your paper is fully dry, we will move into the second color, your inner light. And this is my favorite part of the whole practice, because now we begin letting these two parts of ourselves exist together on the page. The inner critic and the inner light. The fear and the goodness, the insecurity and the hope, both are part of us. And through watercolor, through the blending and flowing and softening, we can gently remind ourselves that these parts can coexist. That we are never only our pain, but we are also never only light either. We are both. And sometimes one side simply becomes heavier than the other. And that's why I love this practice so much, because it helps me rebalance things a little. So now that you are swirling in your second color, let it soften the harder edges. Let it wrap around and hug your darker areas. You can keep layering slowly, drying sections whenever needed, adding little shapes or details if inspiration strikes, and eventually start letting both colors interact freely together. Because that's the whole point. Not choosing one or the other, or thinking that you have to be one or the other, but allowing both to exist while remembering that your light deserves space too. I added little gold details at the end because I love making paintings a little bit more magical, but truly just make this your own. There is no wrong way to create here, and maybe that's the reminder I hope you can leave with today. You will probably always have both, the inner critic and the inner light, but when the critic becomes too loud, we can gently balance things out again. We can soften the edges, and we can do so through color and through art. Thank you so much for being here. Here in IMOVARA, we explore creativity, healing, and emotional worlds through art practices like this one every single week. And if you'd like even more companion reflections and creative prompts and free coloring pages and little letters from this universe, you can sign up to Letters from IMOVARA below. I hope this practice brought you even a tiny bit of peace today. I appreciate you all so much, and I'll see you again next week. Bye, everyone.